Welcome everybody. Good morning, everybody. Today is Tuesday, June 14th, 2022. Today, we will focus our majority of the class. We might touch base like for half an hour of the curriculum. However, we'll make that the most of the class would be about the final project. So you might know that I posted an announcement this morning. Here's the Google Sheet again. So each group should write their project title. Some group they already did and got my approval on the final project title. So, and here for the type, you can choose either paper reproduce or implementation. So, and here your project title. We have 7 groups. The presentation, I scheduled the presentation on July 26th in our regular class. July 26th is a Tuesday. I'll make sure again, yes, it's a Tuesday. So the presentation will start at 8:30 sharp until we finish all the presentation. I'll talk each presentation. I'll post the instruction for the presentation before that date. But from now, if you want to work on it, each presentation should not exceed 15 to 17 minute maximum, then allow for 5 minutes for questions. There are 2 parts of the presentation mark. It weighs 15% of your total course mark. This 15% will be divided into 2 parts. A group will have 8 points and individual will have 7 points out of this 15. So once I ask you a question, you should be aware about every single line of code, every single word written on that presentation and that project. So you should be able to answer, either by me, by TA, or by colleagues, your colleagues in the class. So if I ask, like, for example, X, this is your question, you should be able to answer. Don't tell me this is not my part. I didn't work on this part. No, you should be aware about every single steps. That's why we'll do like some kind of arrangement in our class schedule. So we make sure that we fulfill the curriculum part and the project part, because the project part weighs 50% of the course total mark. So I need this to be filled after getting our approval by Friday, 4:30 p.m. Clear? Questions about filling or picking the project title? Here, there are guidelines about the project. Project guidelines. These, how you name it, how you will do, when is the presentation, final submission, everything. Types of a project. We have implementation project. In this type of project, you can choose any certain topic that will use machine learning techniques and 2 associated recent relatively new data sets. The other part, reproduce the results of selected research paper and improving the gained result. So we will reproduce the original. What do you mean by rubric? Chandan.
I mean the marking scheme.
Marking scheme, you will be asked a question. If you answer your question fully, you will get full mark. If you don't answer your question, I'll then mark you, because we have 7 marks for individual and 8 marks for the presentation quality.
Understood.
So the rubric, if your presentation is well written, well implemented, try to use visual effects. I told you that I will send a certain document about the presentation. And there is also another certain guidelines for the final report. So this would show the quality of work, the originality of work, and you will get your mark based on this. If you have any question, don't hesitate, Chandan. This is beneficial for everybody. Go ahead.
No, I think you've kind of addressed it. I guess the only question I have is more about the timing of, you said there'd be another document you release. That's what I'm saying, like roughly the timing, just so I can.
Yeah. There is a guidelines how to do your presentation, what is required, what should the presentation contains. All of those would be clear. So normally we are not undergrad to have a rubric. You will get 1 out of 4 if you do this. If you will get 2, no. Now we are a bit more mature. So, but what I need, I will mention. So everything would be clear.
Understood. Thank you.
You are welcome. And don't hesitate at any time to ask, either by email or during the class or during the office hour. But for office hour guys, again, if you wanna to be during the office hour, just inform me like 30 minutes, 1 hour before to make sure that I'm there. I'm joining. I don't want to waste your time. You're waiting and I'm not there. So I'm aware that there are some students inside the meeting. And sometimes, you know, like group 1, send me an email. Then I told them, okay, let's meet at 1 to 1, for example, 1:15. Then another group contacted me in the same day. So I can like slice the timing fairly between different groups or different individuals. So that's why I need you to let me know so I can like, oh, join at that time. Just as a kind of to organize the thing and not to overlap each other. Okay, let's continue here. Reproduce the result, select a research paper. We will reduce the original paper result. I know sometimes there will be differences like 1 to 3 plus minus % of the accuracy of the like performance measures. This is happening because sometimes they deal with data cleansing or they have like a parameter tune at certain level. So sometimes it's showing, but not a huge difference. It should be like they get 97 accuracy. If you get 94, it would be acceptable. If you get 98, it would be acceptable. In addition to this, to reproduce the results, the paper should be almost recent, a new paper also, like 2019 and above. Then reproduce their gained results, and then add 1 or more techniques. Like if they don't use optimization, then you might get a better result with optimization. Okay. For example, you do in Simple Learner, you think that based on this data set, they don't use KNN, and you believe KNN would improve the result, then you can't test it. So you have to add something in their work to show like some kind of result improvements. So you need to have my approval. Just like quick Zoom meeting, 5 minutes, show me what do you want to go, or maybe you're all group thinking, so we can approve all title today. We will see. Project constitutes 50% of your final mark, divided at progress report 5%, final presentation 15%, and as I said, 8 for a group. It's a group mark, so all members of the group will get the same mark because it's a group mark, and there are 7 marks for individual. Project deadline, progress report, it is due on Sunday, June 26, which means 12 days from now. We'll talk about it in a bit. A final presentation, it will be on July 26, and final report should be due on Monday, August 1st. Then our final exam would be in August 9. By the way, is the TA with us here?
Good morning, Mohammed Noor. Yeah.
Good morning, Afshan. How are you?
Fine, thanks.
Yeah, did you check the classroom assigned for us if it's suitable to accommodate 35 students for final exam, or shall I book another room?
No, it's fine.
So it's big room, big enough?
Yeah,
Because as you know, we don't know, want the student to sit one beside each other.
yeah, I know.
Yeah, so it's fine. So we can use it.
Yeah.
Okay, so guys, our final exam in our assigned classroom. To make sure that you know it, I'll share my screen again. So our room is P and AB 148. This is our classroom. I will send a separate announcement for the final exam tonight. So this is our final exam location. Thank you, Afshan. Thank you. Thank you. Appreciate it. So, okay, now let's back to OWL. So these are the project guidelines. A class in-person attendance is mandatory in the presentation day. Failing to attend will lead to a 0 mark in your presentation part because you don't participate. Group will be called randomly, so we'll not start with group 1 and end with group 7. No, we'll call randomly. And please, for the group who finish their presentation, please stay and attend the other group presentation. Since they sit and listen to your presentation, as a kind of respect, you should listen to their presentation. And there is a beneficial, like to say, knowledge exchange when you attend and see different projects and how they did it. So it's a kind of the learning process. Because you know, the knowledge in machine learning is an accumulative process. So whatever you hear from other group, it could be beneficial for you as a kind of knowledge or experience. Each group member should participate in the presentation and able to answer any question. Presentation mark constitutes of 2 parts, a group mark and individual mark. Please be aware that any verbal instruction during the classes is part of these instructions. And everything is recorded and will be posted in the YouTube playlist. Okay, if we go to assignments, we will see the final project final presentation. I will edit it and add the separate sheet or a guideline, or if you can call it a rubric, what is required in your presentation. This would be ready by next week. Project progress report, I added. It's due June 26 at 11:55. 1 submission per group, guys. You have to select a guy to submit. Multiple submissions will cause a confusion, and sometimes different groups happen in the previous terms that 2 member, one he don't like something, then he changed or she changed, then submit again. So which one I will mark? So each group you can assign like a group leader or a group coordinator or a contact person of the group, and he or she will be responsible to upload the presentation, the codes, the final report, the progress report on behalf of the group. But make sure I'll add those also instruction maybe today or tomorrow, that at the first page it has the course name, course code. I will send the sample, a template. So it will be a unified template for everybody, for the progress report, for the final report, and each group member name and ID and the group number. Then this is in the final report. The last, and in the presentation, the last slide or the last page of the project before the reference should contain that the contribution of each member. For example, X do data cleansing. Y did the SVM and KNN if it's reproduction, or if it's implementation. Y did the literature review and result discussion. So you can distribute the work between you guys. So let's see the progress report guidelines here. Here what I need in the progress report. Kindly be aware that progress report should 2 pages as maximum, single space, 12 points times in your Roman font. The proposal or progress report should contain the following section based on the project type. For implementation of project, I should see introduction, problem definition, and motivation. What do we mean by motivation? What motivates you as a group to pick this topic or to work in this problem? Okay. The selected data sets, brief description. So a brief description about the selected data set. Methodology. What is your research methodology that you will use, and what is the expected deliverables? For reproducing, introduction, description, and motivation of the selected research paper. Why you select this paper to reproduce and work with it again. Research paper methodology and what you will add or improve in their methodology and the expected deliverables. Notes, proper use of references and the proper citation according to IEEE format is a must. Again, proper citation is required. IEEE citation format. A group number should be written in the proposal header. So in the header of each page, group 1, group 2, group 3, whatever. One member of the group should submit the proposal in OWL. Progress report name, how group number, progress ECE 9039.pdf or .docs, whatever you want. Progress report should be submitted by 11:55 on Sunday, June 26, which means 1 month before the final presentation day. For the cover page template, for the progress report and for the final project submission, I will send it to you guys. So you have to use this one. So I'll send it in Word, Microsoft Word. So you should use this one. The final report, as I told you, it should look like a research paper using IEEE format. Also, I will attach IEEE template for final project. Questions still here? So we can continue. Guys, I'm sharing my screen or not sharing?
I'm not sharing.
Not shared. Oh, sorry. Again, guys, this one, the progress report guidelines. If you go to assignments in OWL, you will find 2. For the project final presentation, I will edit it and add the document. With this one, if you press on it, here are the project guidelines. This is what I was talking about just now. If you have any question, I'll give you 2 minutes to look at it. If you have any question, don't hesitate to ask. Any question on this? Because this is the first thing, should be due soon. Okay, most of them said no. Thank you, guys. Gurpreet, you told me that the screen is not shared. Next time, just unmute your mic and let me know, because sometimes when I'm explaining, I'm not looking to the Zoom toolbar to know that there are messages. So any one of you guys, Gurpreet or anyone, thank you, Gurpreet, for sending this. If I'm not sure and I'm explaining something you don't know what is it, just like notify me, hey, your screen is not shared. By voice, unmute your mic and go ahead. Okay, so for progress report, only one remaining thing I will attach in the assignment. You will find like the template. So we have a unified look of our report. So I will do the cover page today. Then inside, you know the format. You can use Times New Roman 12-point format with default margins, with Microsoft Word default margins. Final report, no. Final report should be look like a paper in IEEE format. Okay. What else? Yes, for presentation things, I will attach a document with the same. And to make our presentation looks nice, I will attach the electrical and computer engineering presentation template department. Okay, sounds good. So all presentation looks the same, but for sure different in contents. Or do you want to use your own design? Some students prefer to use their own template. What do you prefer, guys? To have a unified one for the presentation or different? Answer in chat. So I will take the majority voting. Group number one, what do you prefer? Your own PowerPoint template or a shared one? Any member of group 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7? Just one of them, answer in the chat. 1 or 2, just group 7, we need this. Group 5, we need this. Guys, do you hear me? Shared, maybe shared one. Okay. Next. Okay, shared. Okay, we'll go with the shared one. So I will add it to the presentation. Assignment. It's part in the assignment. Okay, another thing I want to talk about, which is the any class questions and bonus questions. Those would be added to the your class participation part, or would recover some missed marks. So those, instead of like adding them to the Google shared folder, once we have one, I will add them as ungraded assignments in OWL, then you can submit there your answer. I think this is better. So nobody can see the other solution. Sounds good? Clear, guys? Okay. Thank you, guys. Thank you, guys, for answering. So we talk about the project. We talk about the progress report, about the presentation, the final report, and the code. I'll make like a separate assignment to submit your code. So all your project code should be submitted in a zip folder. Also one submission per group. And guys, there's only one thing I forget to talk about, that for progress report, for your final report, there is Turnitin, which is plagiarism software. So we need, I will not accept more than 20% percentage of the Turnitin report. So make sure that you're no copy and paste, and make sure that it is original work. For the code, also code similarity check will be used. There's a software that was using from Stanford University that will check the code originality. Is it done by you or is it available on the internet? Is that clear? So make sure that your work is original and done by your group, and the writing also done by your group. What else? Yes, for our schedule, guys. As you may know, that to have, he gave me an advice, as I told you, that July 26th to be our last class, which will be the presentation day. So I can give you like in the next week, August 2nd, we don't have a class, and we use also our last class as a final exam. So in order to make sure that our curriculum is done by July 19, we need some extra classes. So today, I need to talk with you. What is the suitable day that we might have 3-4 classes extra during the period of June 27th, like to July 19th. So we make sure that we are done and we have a revision class for the final exam. So we still have topics. I'll share my screen now again in our course outlines. So far, we covered these topics 1, 2, 3, and 4. We still have around 8 topics. We will touch base like an introduction about today, this one. So I believe we need 5-6 classes to fulfill these topics. So to make sure that our classes ends on 14th July, we need some few classes. 1, 2. Okay, just give me a sec. I need to hook up my charger on my laptop. Just give me a second. I'll pause recording. Okay, guys. So I need to have like another class signing if we need to use those. So it's like a replacement class for our future classes that we would need, and to make sure that the curriculum is fulfilled. So what about Tuesdays afternoon? Do you have classes? Like we have 8:30 to 11:30. Do you have something right? Like we'll have like a break for 2 hours, then we'll continue. So let's talk about a Tuesday. Raise your hand and start speaking if you have something. No classes, Kevin. You are okay. If anybody has on Tuesdays afternoon, Garbreed, there is a class 6:30 to 9:30. Is it in person or? In person. At 6 p.m. You have a class from 6 p.m. Like, I'm not sure, maybe 2, maybe 3, I'm not sure. It depends on our progress in the curriculum, Yonkan. So 2 to 5. Tuesdays, 2 to 5. Any objection? So for example, for the time being, that we need a class. Let me look at the calendar. So next week we'll have only one class. Let's make June 28th if we have two classes. So we recover the August 9th. Then the week after July 5th, if we have also two classes, then we recover August 2nd. Then if we have like July, we might use 12 or not, I'm not sure. Or let's make it like this. June 28th, July 5th, and July 12th. We have, for the time being, 3 additional classes from 2 to 5 on Tuesdays. Then in 19th, which will be the last class, which should be a revision class, on the 12th, we will decide if we need an additional class on the 19th or not. Sounds good, guys? So 19th is tentative. We will add it to the calendar, but it would be tentative. So the maximum we'll need 4 classes. Okay, any objection? Any objection? Seems no, then confirm that we'll have additional classes. So why I do this? Because I need you from 19, like to be free, as of 19, to be free for the presentation on the 26th, and to be free for the final project report on August 1st. Then you have enough time to study for the final on the 9th. This is the objective behind these changes. No, not this week, Ruping. We said from June 28th. We will start June 28th. So this week we don't have, and next week we don't have. So we'll start from June 28th. Like we'll have additional class, June 28th, July 5, July 12, and July 19. It's still that we might have, we might not. It depends how in our progress in our last class, because I need at least 2 hours like a revision before the final exam. Like to guide you what to concentrate, what to study, what to do, some additional practice, some questions to solve together using my interactive pen pad, same as like you are watching me in the classroom. Yeah, I will send today. I'll send today, and I will add them to my calendar using Zoom. So it will, and then I'll send you an invitation. So it would be also available in your calendar. Okay, Young John? Clear? So I'll send the announcement today. You are welcome. Guys, is all these plans? So now we know all the date till the end of the term, what we will do, how the things will move smooth. And I'll add all the assessment tasks like final report. I'll open it tonight. For the final report, I'll open it tonight with the document clarifying everything, because guys, we might be starting with the progress report and the final reports. I know that there are some group working this way and in the presentation at the same time. in parallel the implementation, the coding. The coding, I would prefer Python, but also I'm open if you use R, if you use MATLAB. But I would prefer Python. I would prefer Python. But if you use something else, I'm okay with that. So let me write in my to-do list. Final report instructions and template. Progress report. Cover page template. Presentation. Guidelines. And template. What else? Additional classes. Announcement. Zoom. Invitation. Dates. Okay. What else? Remind me if you are requiring any announcement regarding any point. Write it in chat, please. I'm watching. Guys, do you hear me? So these are the things that we agreed so far, to have the final report guidelines and template to be posted in OWL in the assignment part. Progress.
Sorry, Mohammed. Again, you're not sharing anything.
Sorry?
Are you trying to share something with us? I mean,
No.
Your screen is not shared.
I'm just talking my to-do list for
Okay.
tonight.
okay, sorry.
Yeah, it's okay. Thank you, Afshan. So that I will share. I will open the assignment for final report for submission. I will attach the instructions or the guidelines and the IEEE paper template. Also in the progress report, I will add the cover page template. A presentation, also in the presentation, I will add the guidelines and the presentation template, the PowerPoint template. Also, for the additional classes, I will do announcement. I will do the Zoom invitation, including the additional classes dates. Is there something else you need from me to share with you or through announcement, guys? If you have, just write it in the chat. I'm watching the chat now. So the classes, we said that it would be June 28, July 5, July 12, and July 19, maybe. TBC, to be confirmed later, for July 19. And those would be from 2 to 5 p.m. via Zoom. Any additional comments, guys? Any suggestion, anything? Go ahead. Okay, Gurpreet. Okay, sounds great. Sounds great. Sounds great. That your classes will be done by June 28th. Okay, sounds good. So 2 to 5 is suitable for you. Amazing. Guys, 2 to 5 is suitable. Any objection on that timing in Tuesdays? Seems not. Okay, no other suggestion. All these documents will be shared with you today. Sounds great. Okay. So everything is clear for you guys. If you have any question, don't hesitate. Just unmute your mic and ask. Thank you, Yigang or Cairo. Okay. So I'll stop recording, guys. I'll end the meeting for all in order for recording to this, because this part I'll post it. Project, final exam, and class schedule. This is the title. I will post it in the YouTube playlist to be different than the curriculum that we have. Then everybody, please rejoin. Like it's now 9:24. Do you need 10 minutes, like to go to the washroom, drinking something or something? If you want, we can back at 9:35. Is that okay? So I make sure that the recording for this part of the class is recorded and saved in my laptop. Okay. So guys, you can leave now. We'll back at 9:35. To start our class. Okay. I'll end meeting for all. We will back at 9:35. See you in 10 minutes.